And welcome to the Review Tuesday. My name is Ruben, and this is my review for Netflix's original series, Katla. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Please forgive me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. It is a new Icelandic show. I'm very excited to talk about it. This is a non-spoiler review. I will be talking about the ending in a separate video. Please excuse my shiny glasses. I'm wearing different glasses today, and they reflect my lights a little bit, so you might see a green tinge. 1 year after the violent eruption of the subglacial volcano Katla, the peace and tranquility in the small town of Vik is dramatically disturbed. Okay, so there's 8 episodes, about 45 minutes apiece, and this is a slow burn, but that shouldn't put you off. The slow burn is the story unfolding in a massive puzzle piece. You're not going to know what's going on. You are a detective voyeuristically watching the small town as things unfold. It has a nice folklore storyline at the core premise of the arc, which I found personally very interesting, and that's kind of what I really wanted them to dive deep into. They do somewhat, but you only find out certain cool pieces of the storyline of what's actually going on as our characters find out things that are going on. So it can be somewhat frustrating, but also keeps you very intrigued. It's a nice way to keep you watching. The other thing that will keep you watching is the cinematography. Throughout, visually, this series is stunning. It has a grey sci-fi sort of tone palette to it, but very Icelandic in nature. You're right there by an erupting volcano. It's not spewing lava. There are lava veins. There's a glacier, and it's spewing this like cloud, which is why it's a small town. Everybody pretty much that is non-essential has been evacuated, and so you have the small few people that have stayed, scientists, a select core group of people that know each other, and everybody kind of knows each other's business, and they all have secrets for the most part. Some of them are as you see them, but other people's family have dealt with something that's happening in the past, which is what part of the storyline delves into. I think the acting is fantastic, and I definitely recommend watching it in the original language. I watched some of the dubbing, and it was okay. It wasn't terrible. I've had much worse. But when you listen to the original language, it definitely gives you those inflections, some of the nuances in emotion from the actors at the time who are speaking in their original language. You get more of the story behind that. The story also gave me feelings of dark. Every time there's a good dark mystery puzzle piece series, people now tend to reference that. But there are other Netflix series that have been like this that haven't been executed as well as Dark. I think Dark has 3 seasons to kind of bring to fruition its full story. And I'm not saying it is as good as that. It just has that air of mystery. If I were to reference other things, I would say Pet Cemetery, amongst other things. It's like dipping from folklore, it's dipping from horror, and it's taking that mystery sense that's keeping you guessing somewhat frustratingly, and then it kind of brings it to fruition at the end for the most part. The score here I thought was excellent, very airy, very correct for the tone, never pushes its way into each episode. It's more just in the background, kind of letting you know stuff is going to happen, and never overstays its welcome. And I felt like that for the whole series as well, because a lot of people, when they see the words, and Netflix actually describes it as a slow burn, when they see those words, you're thinking to yourself, ugh, this is going to be quite boring. I didn't mind the length. In fact, I could have done with a little bit more. I think they managed to find the perfect tempo and tone, pacing for this series. Because as each episode unfolds, you start to learn a little bit more about the lore. You start to learn a little bit more about the characters and the background through flashbacks. Flashbacks are very repetitive and very samey. I would have liked them to have been a little bit more creative with the flashbacks, considering how creative they are with some of the wide landscape shots, and then the close, really kind of medium personal shots. The look and tone of it, very kind of setting the mood for adventure, escapism, darkness. We have that first initial shot that is so visual. You've seen it in the trailer. This person coming out of, it looks like they've come out from the volcano, but that's impossible, right? And so it sets up this whole adventure, and the story kind of revolves around what's going on with this volcano as a character, as a premise. They spent some time there, but I would have liked them to spend so much more time there. It's so interesting, because when they start getting into the folklore of the storyline, you kind of want to know more, and it kind of centers around that. You're like, please let me know more about that. But really, it's just the personal relationships of how this is affecting them, and you get to see that unfold, and with the past history of things that have happened in the past to do with with the volcano again, you're along for the ride. So you don't mind the length of time. It kind of works right in the right way. I thought the acting was great. I thought the story was unique. It's an interesting premise. I like these originals. So many times I've heard people say, I don't want to watch this because it's not an original English Netflix series. I feel like you're missing out massively. Some of the best series on Netflix are so interesting, and just because they're not English in your home tongue doesn't mean you shouldn't give them a go. This is definitely one of those you should put on your list. I'm giving this a straight up A. Let me know in the comments below how excited you are for this. What is your favorite series on Netflix, other than Dark, that is non-English original? Thanks so much for watching this, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.